Next on Breed All About It. They're passionate protectors.
They're extremely protective of their family, yet they're great with children.
Whose Hulk hides a pleasant persona.
They look kind of scary at first, but unless you're dressed as a pizza, you're pretty safe around them.
Making them noteworthy characters.
They're just our pets, and I put them in the books as accurately as I can.
And even the cold facts of glaucoma.
I think glaucoma hits the owner a lot more personally because we put so much value on eyes and sight.
Cannot stop them from being heroes of history. The Bouvier de Flandre. The Bouvier is a canine of contradictions. A bear of a dog, devoted to family. A serene, even sober soul. But when called to action, watch out. Because underneath that mane is the watchful eye of a guardian. A dog whose Hulk hides a Syrian intelligence. He began life in Belgium and northern France as a farm dog. He was a cattle drover, draft dog, guard, and companion. The Industrial Revolution changed the career direction for farm dogs. The Bouv was put to use in police and protection work. In modern times, this dignified dog graced the Reagan White House and the childhood home of Jacqueline Bouvier Kennedy. But perhaps the Bouvier's most shining moments were in the World Wars, when Flanders Field became a battleground, and many Bouvs gave their lives in service of the Allied cause. It's a heroic story of a breed who's both gentle and fierce.
Stay close, pay attention to me. Good boy.
Like Vaquero, who's highly polished in manners and protection.
Listo?
It's kind of an interesting dichotomy. They're extremely protective of their family, and yet they're great with children.
Good, stay close. Good, stay close.
But then you can't ignore the fact that these are incredibly territorial dogs.
Siéntate. Good boy. Okay.
Doggy psychologist Tricia Harper knows such strength of feeling demands training.
That's it. Good boy.
Yet Vaquero is mellow enough to be a demo dog, demonstrating model behavior for Tricia's clients.
Hi, Trish.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Good. Hey, sweetie.
Sarah the Boxer is a recent rescue, and dog aggressive to boot.
Basically, Sarah is a rescue dog. And when you get a rescue dog, you're not sure how they've been handled in the past. You're not sure how they've been socialized, if socialized at all.
Sarah doesn't know it, but Vaquero is her desensitization therapy.
All right, so I'd like you to turn a little bit this way so that she sees him. Good.
Vaquero's great for this because, first of all, he's very calm. Even if a dog is barking, growling, showing teeth, he doesn't care. He turns his head away, he disengages, he's just not that interested. Échate? Smart boy.
Hopefully, Vaquero's disinterest will eventually lessen Sarah's fear.
Good boy. You are so good. Yes, you are.
Unfortunately, Vaquero recently learned the meaning of fear himself. No one knows exactly what happened, but this recreation is based upon what likely occurred.
Some of what we know, we piece together along with the police. What we believe is that 4 men broke into the house.
Police believe the break-in was part of a gang initiation. Vaquero's booming warning failed to stop the intruders.
They came in through the kitchen window.
But once confronted, most Bouviers are more likely to fight than flee.
Come on, let's go. Hey, get out of here, dog! Get out of here!
Vaquero attacked at least one of them in the kitchen. They left the kitchen and came into the living room.
Get off of me, dog!
There was another fight right near the hallway. What we don't know is how many people he bit, but we know that he bit at least 2 people, or one person at least twice, because there was blood in the kitchen and there was blood near the hallway.
Tricia returned later
Vaquero,
to find Vaquero scared, bruised, and battered.
what are you doing out? What's going on? Huh? Are you okay? What's going on?
It had a devastating effect on him emotionally. It was very difficult for him to work as a demo dog for me and, frankly, just be out in the world without worrying about the people that walked up to us.
But whether Vaquero could ever be the dog he once was remained to be seen. There's a pounding at the front door, and Cicero bounds forth to answer the call. A police detective has arrived to inform clinical psychologist Ellen Gregory that his patient is dead. This canine plot device begins Stephen White's first murder mystery, Privileged Information. Many bestsellers later, hero Ellen Gregory is still solving whodunits. And the series has chronicled 2 Bouvier sidekicks.
When I started this 10 years ago, I had no idea that I would be writing a second book about these people, let alone I would be here a decade later talking about my 10th.
Like his protagonist, author Stephen White is also a clinical psychologist who writes every morning while his boob Casey sometimes snoozes at his feet. Is this a case of art imitating life?
When you're writing a novel, there's an awful lot of stuff that you have to make up. And one of the things that I fall back on when I'm writing about the dogs is I don't have to make up a thing. The dogs are nonfiction. They're just our pets, and I put them in the books as accurately as I can.
Makes sense. The author specializes in the subtle shades of human motivation. But unlocking the key to a Bouvier's personality is a matter of simple observation.
One of the things I try and do when I write is to find relatively small mannerisms that can expose a lot of character. Who's here? Go get him! And so there's certain things that Bouviers do that, you know, I'll see her do it and I'll just file it away. Yeah, this will work.
For instance, Stevens learned that past that imposing exterior
Come on. There's the Chewbacca face.
lies the soft center of a faithful family companion.
Here you go. Good girl. The dogs and the main character in the books, you know, they're best buddies.
So what other secrets has this mystery author uncovered about his boo? Well, they're expressive and play well with other pets, if socialized early.
Come on.
And Stephen and wife Rose have found that while Casey isn't the most energetic dog on the block, she may be the most vigilant.
She's most protective around Rose, my wife. If Rose is outside gardening, she'll watch for the squirrels and the birds and the foxes.
In the comfort of shade, of course. Because a boof's mind may be active, but the body tends to get lazy.
Let's go for a walk.
Which means that when Stephen turns off the computer by afternoon,
Come on.
the boof either takes Rose or Stephen for a walk.
Let's go.
It gives Casey some much-needed exercise.
Her favorite thing in the whole world is walks.
Even rude interruptions can't faze the breed's serene disposition.
Good girl. How you doing? How are you?
Because what boofs like best is being with their people.
Let's go find. Come on.
So when it's time to promote the newest book, Stephen and Casey are always on the same page. They make a big entrance
You know, they're beautiful animals.
before fans who might not have seen such a sight.
But they're also a little taken aback.
Indeed, reading about a Bouvier's large presence and experiencing one are 2 different things.
Stay. It's okay, Case.
Casey is ever vigilant by Stephen's side with so many strangers about. But a boof's watchdog radar helps Casey sense a kindred bearded spirit. And Casey helps break the ice for nervous fans,
This is Casey.
even if it is at her own expense.
And she just passed gas, which is another Bouvier trait. Not at all.
These are mine.
Luckily, this faux pas isn't a crime to these mystery buffs,
She was a terrific dog right from the start.
because Bouvier eccentricities make for good fodder in fiction. But real life is less predictable,
Ready for your eyes?
and it's ironic that these perceptive dogs
Come on, Wyatt. Tap your eyes.
can be blinded by glaucoma.
Okay, let's do your eye.
Wyatt lost one eye to a congenital form of the disease and is at risk of developing glaucoma in his remaining one.
Good boy.
Barbara Anderson hopes that medication will keep the eye healthy.
Want your apple? We knew early on that he was at risk for glaucoma, so we were watching him very carefully.
Glaucoma is essentially an excessive buildup of fluid within the eyeball.
Boy.
When medication and laser surgery failed to keep the pressure normal, the offending eye was removed.
The entire eye was removed, and a silicone ball was implanted in the socket. Wyatt, jump! Get it! Get it!
But the boof still sees well enough to dash about.
Good job! If you notice, he'll put one of his paws up to kind of gauge where my arm is. Where is it? Which side? Good boy!
Pretty good workout. But the Bouvier's depth perception is non-existent.
Catch your ball. Catch it.
Wyatt is perhaps more matter-of-fact than Barbara about his handicap.
I think glaucoma hits the owner a lot more personally because we put so much value on eyes and sight. Really, having only one eye rarely affects him anymore. He's gotten so used to just seeing out of one eye that he adjusts his head if he needs to see things. He runs as fast and as much as he used to. Wyatt, come.
Even though Wyatt's coped well, losing his remaining eye to glaucoma would be devastating.
Wyatt, wanna go see Dr. Peterson? I want to keep his eye healthy as long as possible, but when it goes, you know, we'll deal with it.
Barbara's watching out for bulging, red, or weepy eyes.
Wait. Yep.
Plus, every 6 months, Wyatt comes in for a checkup to test the pressure of his remaining eye.
Hi, Wyatt. You ready? Good. Dr. Peterson will be with you in just a moment, okay?
Hi, Barbara.
Hi. How are you?
Good. Wyatt, how you doing, bud? Gonna check you out again here today.
Dr. Craig Peterson is well acquainted with Wyatt's eye trouble.
You know the gig here. We've done this before. Come on.
Wyatt doesn't seem nervous,
Oh, good boy.
There we go.
probably because the pressure check is painless.
Put a few drops on here so he's not feeling anything.
Good boy, Wyatt.
Good boy. We'll hold this instrument down to calibrate it.
The vet will take the average of several measurements.
This instrument measures pressure in the eye. The reason that we anesthetize the eye is it's a little bit sensitive as we touch it to the curve of the cornea. Hold your chin right there, bud, to get the end of that little instrument right on the outer curve of the cornea with little abrupt motions. We'll get a reading each time we bump it against the eyeball and bring it back.
A high average would be a warning sign.
We got a 14, Barbara.
That's great.
We're in good shape now.
That's well within the range of safety.
I think unless anything emerges that alerts you, we'll recheck him in 6 months again.
Okay.
Do another tonometry.
Great, thanks.
Okay. Goes down easier than he goes up.
That's right.
There you go, Wyatt.
Good boy.
Wyatt must be monitored for the rest of his life. But so far, things are looking good.
All finished. Let's go to the park. Good boy.
Don't know much about history?
Come on, Mika.
Michael Moss sure does.
Guys, there's the duck. He's in the water.
Michael's a history buff. Mika and Tambo, his history boobs.
I became interested in the Bouvier de Flanders because the Bouvier was a dog used by the Belgian and French armies during the First World War.
Michael and Tambo relive the Great War on weekends.
I used my dog in living history scenarios, in battle reenactments. Tambo has pulled machine gun carts in the trenches. Tambo's fallen asleep inside a bunker while the battle's been going on. He's considered a part of the unit. I think his great strength and his great loyalty are his two greatest aspects.
Tambo is training Mika in paw-to-paw combat. Mika was recruited through Bouvier Rescue 3 months ago. Now she's in Bouv Boot Camp. The Bouvier's strength and courage made them able recruits for the French and Belgian armies.
The Bouvier was a dog that carried machine guns for the Belgian army. He also carried wounded. The Bouvier went through trenches and found wounded soldiers and pulled them back to safety.
The Bouvier's sharp nose also made the dog a secret weapon. But to the enemy, man's best friend was foe.
The Bouvier ran messages, and actually German snipers actually made it a practice of shooting Bouviers when they saw them in no man's land.
Many Bouviers died for their country. Others were lost or abandoned when their owners fled or went to war.
The breed was pretty much decimated, and a few Belgian and Dutch and French owners brought the breed back in the 1920s.
Come on, Tambo, let's go this way.
Bouviers eventually battled their way back from extinction to reclaim their place as loving companions in the home. Or in Michael's case, the trenches of restoration. Michael imports and restores World War I and World War II military vehicles.
We have a shop with 4 guys, and they basically restore these vehicles for the film industry, living history demonstrations, battle reenactments, military parades.
Mika and Tambo are the office cheerleaders.
Mika.
Or rather, office mooches.
Come on, all right.
These dogs have a huge appetite for food and affection.
They're constant. They're always here. They're always around us. We're very attentive to them, and I guess they fill a real big need for all of us. So.
We got to replace all this track.
Just like their ancestors, Mika and Tambo are right at home among the big tanks and heavy artillery.
They're not afraid of the noise. They're not afraid of the engines. Matter of fact, you know, if one of us has to get inside the tank to operate or something, they want to come too.
Jim, I think the outside of this is pretty much finished. We're really ready to start into the total interior restoration.
Weighing between 70 and 110 pounds, Bouviers are like tanks and sometimes get the same reaction.
I just got a big kick out of them because they're so big. And they look kind of scary at first, but unless you're dressed as a pizza, you're pretty safe around them.
Oh, look at the food for the puppy dogs.
Better give up the lunch.
You guys are gonna eat my whole lunch.
When boobs decide to be stubborn, they can't be deterred or denied.
This is probably a three times a day occurrence. Anytime there's any food around, they come flying.
When they're not set to seek and destroy pizza, Bouviers are peace-loving souls.
Okay, guys, let's go home.
Whose wartime sacrifices should never be forgotten. Bouviers can be any color from fawn to black, including salt and pepper, gray, and brindle, except chocolate brown, white, or party colors. But it's their character that defines these dignified dogs. So here's the Bouv in review for their pros and cons. 4 treats out of 4 for companionship. Bouvier's love is large, but their presence by your side is never overbearing. What can get overwhelming is the regular grooming. Bouviers will carry dirt into the home and on their beards, which can get really smelly if not kept clean. 2 treats for maintenance. 3 treats for health. Keeping a Bouvier is about a 10-year commitment, with hip and elbow dysplasia, thyroid, heart and eye disease the most common congenital problems. 2 treats for energy. You must take up the reins of regular exercise. Your Bouv probably won't do it for himself. And 4 treats for protectiveness. They're great deterrent dogs and kindly canines, except when necessary, like Vaquero.
Vaquerito.
A year and a half after a traumatizing burglary,
Good boy.
Vaquero seems to be back to his old self.
You want to play ball? Where's the ball?
And once again, having a ball.
Good boy. There you go. Good catch.
It took months and months to get him to the point where he would allow strangers to approach us without going through a struggle, an internal struggle.
One more? Huh? Go get it.
In fact, Vaquero's now ready to compete in his second protection trial ever.
Scenario number 1 starts right over here.
It's a test of training and trust between dog and owner.
A bad guy will come out and start talking trash to you. When the bad guy reaches and picks up the hose, that is your cue to send your dog.
The trials are designed to help a handler evaluate whether or not their dog is truly ready to protect them out in the world.
Échate. Bueno, échate. Bueno, échate.
Hey, get that dog out of here! Get him out of here! Get that dog out of here! That dog doesn't care! Get him out of here! Get that dog.
Bueno, échate. Go, 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 go. Fast, 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 fast. Good boy. Fast, fast, fast. Good boy. Fast, fast, fast. Good boy.
Vaquero shows his willingness to take a bite out of crime. He's judged on his courage and responsiveness.
Bueno, macho. Right here. Stay close. Good. Stay close. Stay close.
Full marks for bravery, especially in light of the bruising burglary.
Smart. Back up. That's it. Stay close. Échate. Bueno, macho. Bueno, échate. You're in trouble, buddy. Bueno, échate.
Get out of here with that dog. Get out of here.
But to Vaquero, the trials are a no-stakes game.
Bueno, macho. Good boy. Vaquerito!
A game Tricia hopes Vaquero will never again play for real.
Stay close. Stay close. Bueno.
He's a happy, driven, lovely dog.
Bueno, échate.
I feel really lucky that he recovered as much as he has.
Always protective, but never a bully.
Levante.
This sensitive soul does right with his might.
Oh, very good.
Making the Bouvier de Flandre a breed apart from all others.